There is within our group a lot of controversy around this and quite heated and passionate discussion about what our individual responsibilities are. You know, case in point, you know, whether it's okay to choose to fly for reasons of personal gratification or family contact or whatever. And there are people within our membership who I'm sure reflect much more widely held views, who are saying, what possible point is there in me sacrificing my wish to live my life to the full, given what's available to me, when, and I suppose the common term is, the plane's going to take off anyway. The criticism of that position is that it falls into the trap of regarding us all as isolates rather than part of a huge complex system of a network of communications.
It's slightly reflected in how we live. Australians living in London, they have to see their family, but they might marry someone in Britain, etc., etc. You create this, and not seeing family members can create anxiety and distress. I think Jim Hansen said it very clearly. He said, well, you're not going to change people by telling them to stop aspiring. I
think I have perhaps a bit more of a nuanced view on this than I used to have. I think I've certainly been accused of having perhaps an unduly puritanical stance, and I've had to think hard about that. And my position now, and I'm speaking purely personally, is that we should be questioning ourselves with regard to our consumption and our choices with regard to travel and what we eat, of course, because the global food industry at the moment is a far greater source of emissions than travel. But I've come pretty firmly to the view that you cannot realistically expect transformation to happen at the level of individual choice. There can be influences. There could be a lot more done there in a sort of creative, non-guilt tripping way to encourage people to think about their personal choices. But I would go along really now entirely with Jim Hansen in the view that carbon has got to be priced in a way that truly reflects the costs of its consumption. And that is a big obstacle, but I can't really see much of a way around that. Bit of a tangent, but I can't resist mentioning, in response to what you just said about putting a price on carbon, and that happening gradually. I'm thinking about the situation in Canada, which of course you and I have talked about. Yes. The whole subject is just riddled with paradoxes, and here we have the Canadian government starting to do just that and sort of leading the way, albeit a rather cautious and modest step in that direction, but at the same time finding ways of justifying the continuing horror of the tar sands extraction by the Athabasca River. Reconcile that one if you can.